Hello, you beautiful bastards. What is going on in the world today? Well, we look at the latest social justice warrior shit on CNN. In other news, Trump's gonna build that motherfucking wall. Also, Tokyo 2020 Olympics mascots analysed. They're fucking weird. And more, all on today's Johnny Massacre show. Right, I'm absolutely shagged. I've been on my feet all fucking day doing all kinds of crazy bollocks, but I feel good. I put in an honest shift today. It is Friday, motherfuckers. Are you as excited as I am? Well, every day's Friday for me, but for those who do the 9 to 5, it's a good day. So we're going to look at some social justice shit. I found that whenever I do some kind of article or report on social justice, you seem to kind of like it. Now, I generally try to read articles before I cover them on this show. If I just read them firsthand with you at the same time, usually it's not so much fun. So apologies in advance if this is a little bit stuttering, but my social justice radar is tingling. It is bleeping. As soon as I read the headline for this piece on CNN, I knew it would be a load of bollocks. I just absolutely knew it. Will I be right? Are social justice warriors as predictable as we all think? Have a look at my screen. Beautiful bastards. CNN runs this headline: the all men group tackling toxic masculinity. These guys are going to be total bitches. I absolutely guarantee it. Hey, we're going to like thick up for all the women out there. These are the guys that cannot get pussy and cannot get laid because all the alpha males steal that pussy, and therefore they need to find another way to get pussy, and that is, I'm a good person, I'm here to just champion women, and that means they can socialize with the bitches and stuff, and they can try and sneak in there. That's what these motherfuckers are doing. So let's have a look at this article. In the picture, okay, we've got some black guys, so we have a minority which kind of tallies with anything social justice. This is written by Nosmot Gbadamosi from CNN. I wonder who the fuck that is. Where is this guy from? Okay, so it's some bird. It looks like this bird. She is not very hot like most social justice warriors because they've got nothing better to do with their time, because they can't get guys. They instead turn to social justice, which basically demonizes guys. Have you ever heard of something called sour grapes? If you can't have something, you say, fuck it, I don't want it anyways. And that's what this woman's doing, pretending she doesn't want an alpha male in her life. So let's see how much acid we can stand in our eyes before we have to turn this article off. Here we go. Cabello Chabalala. You've got to be kidding me, man. Why is social justice like a comedy, but it's actually not a comedy? Okay, fucking hell. Let's start again. Cabello Chabalala, the founder of Young Men's Movement. Young Men! Gives an address to men at the University of Pretoria. The talks centre around positive masculinity, being a better generation of men, and talking about the challenges we face as men in the midst of being sidelined. The challenges men face is being hungry and not getting laid enough. That's it. So the article starts: on a warm Saturday afternoon, more than a dozen young men and teenage boys sit on plastic chairs in a yard in their neighbourhood. The men gather to talk about women, respect and sex. Yeah, these guys are going to be total studs, hanging around at uni talking about women and respect. You got to respect women. Never try to kiss a woman before asking her, say these chumps. It's a meeting that occurs twice a week in Pankop, a small town in Mpumalanga province in eastern South Africa. Some of these young men are virgins, and the group's head, Cabello Chabalala, is at pains to emphasize that it is okay to be one. So this is exactly what I just said before the article even started, right? I told you that people who can't get laid turn to social justice because then they can pander to the opposite sex and say, I'm on your side, when all the hot chicks are busy banging the beer-swilling, loudmouth, alpha male dons. There's a lot of toxic masculinity, Chebalala, 27, told CNN of the stereotypes portrayed around masculine gender roles in his country. Of course he's going to say all men are evil and toxic. That's his excuse for not getting laid. Okay, I can't read this fucking article anymore. That's enough social justice for today. But it's funny to kind of open the window, pull the blinds and peer into the abyss for a brief second, but close it, because if you look into the abyss long enough, the abyss might look into you, according to Nietzsche. And trust me, you don't want to go there. Right, on to other news. Trump and the border war. So look, I don't know anything about politics, but I know bullshit when I see it. And one thing I'd love to see is Trump to build that fucking wall. Build that shit, I say. Why build that wall? Because it's going to piss people off. It's going to piss off people who are overly sensitive and are always looking to be offended. It's going to cause them to go into utter meltdown. I like a bit of chaos. It's going to be great. There's nothing wrong with having a fucking wall around your country. If your country is as awesome as America, you got to protect that shit. You can't let any old cunts come in. The wall stops people illegally entering your country. And while all the far left liberals are saying, hey, just open borders, let everyone in. If they did that, I tell you, they'll be begging for that wall within one fucking week. There's no excuse for letting illegal cunts into your country. So build that wall, I say. What is going on with this? Let's have a quick look, right? Because I watch a lot of Ben Shapiro, who's a great conservative commentator. I'm not a conservative. I'm in the middle, motherfuckers, but he's awesome. And he was bitching on Trump the other day because it seems to be there's things happening in the government which show that perhaps the wall is not going to get built. And that was probably Trump's main campaign promise. And I think Trump is obviously... he's got wind of this. He knows people are saying, oh, he's not going to build that wall. So it looks like Trump is fucking coming with that fucking wall. The headline of Fox News says, House approved spending bill with $5.7 billion for border wall. Here are all those poor illegal immigrants crossing crocodile-infested waters trying to break into America illegally. The article says the House of Representatives Thursday approved a bill that would fund most of the federal government through early February and provides $5.7 billion for President Trump's long-promised border wall, increasing the chances of a partial government shutdown later this week. So, look, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I don't want to get too political on this show, but it looks like something's happening with the border wall. And if that gets built, the world is going to go into meltdown. You are going to see liberal tears. Drink from the fountain of liberal tears. I cannot wait. My throat is parched. In other news, moving away from social justice and politics, the Olympics. You know, the next Olympic Games is in Tokyo, where I am. I'm on my business flex at the moment, trying to capitalize and exploit all you tourists who are going to be coming in about a year and a half. And what about the mascots for the Tokyo Olympics? Well, Japan is probably the most famous country in the world when it comes to producing mascots. There are fucking mascots for everything. Even unofficial mascots are ubiquitous and everywhere. There are mascots for every different part of Tokyo and Japan, and there's mascots for banks and train companies and pretty much fucking everything, whatever you like. Let's have a look at the Tokyo mascots for the Olympic Games. Here they are. That looks really fucking weird, but there's something about that I quite like. They look lean. They look a bit stoned. They've been smoking a bit too much fucking weed. And I like the checkerboard pattern. We've also got the gender signifiers. The pink one is clearly the bird. The blue one is the guy. I like this because it's going to make social justice warriors angry. The article on Japan Today says Tokyo 2020 unveils latest budget, spending unchanged at 1.35 trillion. So anyways, those are the mascots for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. What do you think about them? Do you like them? What the fuck are they? I have no idea. Answers in the comments below. They kind of look like mice. I think they're mice. I'm going with that. They're mice. What else is going on? Not a whole lot. I was looking at the video game news. Red Dead Redemption is the global top seller with 1,375,000 copies sold on PS4, 700,000 sold on Xbox One, and it is smashing it as everyone predicted, of course. The interesting news is Resident Evil 2 Remake will get a one-shot demo launching on January the 11th. So stick that in your diary right now. You can download a demo of Resident Evil 2. I will definitely be doing that. And I think it's going to be removed in a day or as soon as you play it, or it's not going to be around for very long, but that should whet the appetite nicely for when the game finally drops. Yeah, we should probably cover this a little bit, shouldn't we? So the demo has a timer and won't end when you die. So yeah, it's a time limited demo. Now, two more things today. First, in Japan, we have bento boxes. Do you know what a bento box is? It's a fucking lunchbox. And we're kind of famous out here for making the best bento boxes. Crazy, artistic, creative bento boxes that look like works of art, where the chef will create food that look like pictures and characters and shit like this. How about this? A Barbie bento box. Look at that shit. Now, I can tell you, this is for New Year's. New Year's is called shogatsu in Japan, and they have these weird bento boxes that don't actually look that appetizing. They kind of have weird fish in it and kind of all a mix of all kinds of different colors and crazy shit and beans and off-key old school Japanese food, and this is no different. Do you think this looks appetizing? The box is cool. I like it, that hot pink, but this just looks like a mishmash of weird food. I have actually had something like this once, and it was really nice, but a lot of Japanese people hate it, and it's not often the Japanese people hate their own food, believe me. So this article says, celebrate the new year with a special and limited edition Barbie bento box of New Year foods. I'm guessing, how much do you think this costs in dollars? I'm guessing it costs $150. I've seen this shit for sale before. It's mad expensive. The article says, traditional Japanese foods now comes in a bright pink limited edition box along with a rare Barbie doll. The end of year is coming soon, and that means it's time to decide what kind of osechi ryori or traditional Japanese New Year's cuisine you're going to eat this year. Though a lot of Japanese young people don't really like it. That's what I said, mate. Or perhaps because of that, there are lots of unique kinds of themed osechi bento boxes to choose from every year, from Pokemon to Star Wars to Super Mario. So this is like the carrot on the stick to get people to eat it. It's like the metaphorical medicine in the banana that you crush in there so the elephant eats it, because otherwise he'll get suspicious. So to get kids to eat bento boxes, you've got to put Barbie on the packaging. But what about all the guys? They're not going to go for this. The box comes with 2 tiers of 32 kinds of delicious looking food, enough for 3 people or 1 very hungry person, i.e. me. The first tier is composed of a traditional Japanese fare like black soybeans seasoned with sugar and soy sauce. That shit's actually really nice. This shit, it kind of looks like deer shit, but it's really, really nice. I always thought it would be bad, and a lot of Japanese don't like it, but I like it. There's also Japanese fish cakes, which would be this kind of stuff. I think that's also known as naruto. And shrimp still in their shells. There you go, Mr. Shrimp in the middle. In keeping with Barbie's Western origins, however, the second tier contains what some may consider Western-style holiday foods like cranberry pork roast and boiled broccoli. It's got a ton of desserts too. That doesn't look like a roast. Japanese people do not get the Western roast. So here are the Barbie boxes being made in the factory. It's made of plastic, hand-painted by lacquer artisans in Kaga City. Fucking hell, that's quite impressive. Look at that, hottie. I'll give her one. She looks a bit 60s. So yeah, Barbies, bitches and bentos kicking off in the land of the rising sun. And finally today, we have the most annoying Christmas song in the world, sung by Toad from Super Mario, or Kinopio as he's known in Japan. Isn't that weird? It's like Pinocchio backwards. Okay, I'm going to throw some acid in your ears because I have to compliment the acid I threw in your eyes earlier with that CNN article. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Toad singing a Christmas song. Yeah, give it to him. Tell him. Tell him. What? Get him, Toad. Yeah. He's actually saying shit in Japanese. Okay, I can't take any more of that. So apparently if you follow Nintendo on the most popular messaging app in Japan, which is known as Line, which I recommend to download right now. It's 1,000,000 times better than WhatsApp. If you follow Nintendo online, you will have got that song sent, rammed into your inbox today. The news comes thick, fast and random on the Johnny Massacre show. Let's talk about my life instead. Okay, look, people, sugar is the fucking devil. I gave up sugar about 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I started training for the Tokyo Marathon. I went on some weird diet following this dietitian and scientist called Phil Maffetone, who seems to pioneer the low-carb diet of modern times. And I can tell you, it is true. Sugar is the fucking devil. It's worse than I even thought. Occasionally, I'll preach on this show and say, you shouldn't ingest sugar. Really, you can eat what you like. I don't care. But I really reckon sugar is underrated on the list of evils in the world. People don't even consider it. People think about drugs and violence and stuff like that. But what about this shit that has zero nutritional value, that is pushed in your face at every opportunity, that inhabits all kinds of foods, even healthy foods? It's like a drug, and it's all around the cash tills, in every supermarket, in every store. You're forced to walk past it and people can't help but pick it up. It shortens your life. It gives people heart attacks. It clogs up arteries. It makes you up and down. It triggers mental illness, hypomania, all kinds of shit. Stay away from that. How do I know this? I haven't had sugar for about 3 years. Today I bought some protein powder. They didn't have the regular one on Amazon, so I bought some flavored ones. I usually don't have anything with artificial sweeteners in, because even the merest hint of sweetness, even if it's artificial, can trick your brain into releasing dopamine and then releasing insulin, which spikes your blood sugar, which means the way that your body sugars and carbohydrates are converted into energy ends up getting stored as fat, more than if you would have just eaten something fatty instead of full of protein. Now, this shit that I got, this protein powder, Choco Banana, I've had a banana one before from the same brand with my usual protein powder with no sweeteners or sugar in it, isn't around. And that one was kind of similar, actually. It was supposed to be flavored, but it wasn't that sweet. And I tell you, if something just has an artificial sweetener in it, just an artificial sweetener and no other shit, then it's still going to taste a little bit rank, but you can kind of tell it doesn't have any real sugar in it. Now this shit, I ate it, like 80 grams of it with some milk, and my brain started tingling and I was devouring it. And before I even knew what I was doing, my hand was already reaching for it and pouring another massive bowl. And I suspected something was up. And I looked at the back. Inside it, dextrin. Now, this is relatively low carb and it doesn't say any sugar is in it. Dextrin is some kind of weird carbohydrate that has a ridiculous score on the glycemic index, which means basically, in common English, that it spikes your blood sugar and is as bad as regular sugar. And even though I knew that and I hadn't had sugar for 3 years, I fucking did a face palm, but then I reached for it again, poured another one, ate another 80 grams, and then threw it in the bin. It's more addictive than cigarettes. It's more addictive than any drugs. And I used to smoke for 12 years. So all I'm saying is stay the fuck away from sugar if you can. In other news, I got this hook from Amazon. It's a rather fine hook, the finest hook in all the land. And it's designed to go on this pole, this faux fire pole in the corner of my room. It's like role-playing Ghostbusters for midgets. Imagine sliding all the way down that and bashing your balls on my air freshener. Well, this can go onto it, and I'm rather excited about that because I can hang shit off it for your viewing pleasure, your aesthetic pleasure on the Johnny Massacre Show. What else is going on? There ain't much else, mate. It's a Friday. Why are you still watching this? Go out and have some fun. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like and subscribe button because that's what all those other cunts tell you to do, right? And make sure to leave a comment in the box below because I absolutely love your comments. Really, it's one of the main reasons I make this show. Fucking love you. So, that's about it from me today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. There won't be a Johnny Massacre show today, tomorrow or the day after because I don't make the Johnny Massacre show on weekends, but I shall be back on Monday, starting off a series of Christmas specials. See you then.